Coming through with the strength in you. Dun 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 dun. Coming through with the strength in you. Hey boo. Hey, coming through with the strength in you. What it do, what it do. Coming through with the strength in you. You made it. Good job. Strength in you. Coming through. Strength in you. Coming through. Hey boo.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Now, first, let me say my intro always makes me happy. I always say that to y'all. But other than that, I need to get a better intro because you can tell that it's not studio quality. But before I even talk about it, let me just let my queen in because we got a different kind of show today. So bear with your girl while I let Miss Courage come through with the come through like good
Hello,
morning, honey.
happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We in here. How are you?
Bless.
Blessed by the
I'm
best.
good.
Can't nobody contest.
Yeah.
What? I'm a rapper.
Okay, go ahead.
You're blessed by the best.
Oh,
Can't
I was
nobody
trying
contest.
to.
We in here doing what we do the best.
I was trying to hit a beat, but I couldn't get it right.
We ain't gonna even worry about it. But no, happy Monday, y'all. We made it. We into another week in here. So I'm just blessed and I'm happy to be right here in the room with my girl Courage. Good morning, Jerry. How are you, honey love? Hope all is well. We bringing in good energy today. We're gonna talk about a few things because I try to make it to where we have multiple topics. Because number one, we go for an hour, and child, listen, y'all know I like to talk. But we try to talk about real life things and get it popping. So today we're gonna talk about nope, let me not even go there. Let me not back up, stroke brain,
Hmm,
back up. Okay. As you can see,
go
I
back.
didn't introduce our king. He has a situation. We don't know what it is, but he will try to make the show. But we sending out well wishes and sending a shout out to Wisdom because he's part of the
Yeah,
team and love to him. How are you, Miss Courage?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Fighting some stuff, but hey, that's life.
Okay, okay. Well, everybody fighting a little something, something. So as long as you fighting, honey, you
Yeah,
winning because you ain't sat down and gave up yet. Good job. I'm proud of
that's
you.
right. It ain't
Yes,
nothing but a
claps,
little bump.
kudos.
That's it.
A little bump in the road. You're gonna get through that hump real quick. As long as you maintain your journey of forward, you ain't going backwards. Like you good, honey. But while I got this
That's
smile on
right.
my face, y'all, let me just say, I'm 40. I am a part of the 40 club and I'm excited for it. And that's part of where our topic came from because I was like, everybody's like, how does it feel to be 40? How does it feel to be 40? And I'm like, I am loving being 40 because I already feel like you get that, forget it in your system. And it's like, I done been through some things in life. So now I feel like can't nobody tell me what to do. And I've
That's
been taking
just
care of
wait.
people all my life. What you saying, Courage?
I said, just wait, just wait. Still new. It's still new.
It's okay though, because my body been feeling old since I was 31. Stroke already did that. I've been 40 for a long time.
Yeah.
This is like my ninth year 40 right here. Like I've been doing
Well,
40
I ain't
for
gonna put everything out there, but I have people ask me the same question. I be like, I really don't feel in my 40s. I feel like I'm going backwards. Like, so people be telling me, like, you don't look like you. Well, let me go and say, I'm finna be 42 in a couple of
okay,
weeks. And they're like,
okay.
yes, girl. I've been to the 40 club. you
But that's
know?
a
But
blessing. Everybody's scared of it, but it's a blessing because everybody don't get to make it that
oh,
fast.
I'm not scared of it. I be proud of my voice because I be like, just like the other night, this girl said, oh, you look like you about 35. I said, girl, stop. And I'm like, girl, I get excited when they tell me something like that. I'm like, ooh, the stroke didn't take nothing away, baby. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Let me have
Right.
my moment.
Right? Like, how many of y'all get mad because you get carded? Like me personally, I'd be like, okay, thank you. Like, you still carding me? Like, although I know they do card some people who look real old. But the fact that I'm getting carded and I'm making 40, like, hey, I'm looking real good, and people telling me how young I look, but we know black don't crack, so that part is not a surprise to me. And then when you're working out and putting in that effort and you look a little bit, not even a lot, but just a teensy, it works out for the best, honey. So I'm loving 40.
Well, I need to do a little bit more working out, cause I got a feeling if I work out what I'm working with now, it's gonna be a bang. I'm gonna come through or something.
What? No, rewind. Say that again.
I said that if I work out and bring it along with what I got what I'm working with now, the beauty, I'm gonna get something off.
You gonna get some off?
Yep.
Yeah, girl, you gotta take, a little bit at a time. A little go a long way. And then them assets that you possess naturally get the popping out like bow, 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 bow. No, for real though, like it's little things. And I was just saying, like, now that I'm 40, I feel like more than ever I can't slack on my working out because the body deteriorates faster the older you get. So now I gotta make sure I'm taking little walks here and there, doing my jumping jacks. I will be on Strengthening You today, and I will be working out because I gotta get back in the groove, no matter how little the time is, even if it's only 10 minutes. I've always said that, right? So I
Yep.
gotta own what I say. Own what I say. That is the beauty of it. That is a part of the situation. So how are you
It is.
positive? Huh? Hey David,
No,
how
I'm
are you?
saying really. Hey,
I didn't hear
let me
you. Your
get
mic
used
is
to
kind of
breathe.
choppy.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Honey. We hear you, but you choppy, so they won't really get the gist of what you're trying to say with the flavor, how you give it with the country girl. Like,
Well, can you hear me now?
that's better.
Is it a little bit better?
Yes.
I ain't gonna tell y'all. I forgot to turn my volume.
Now, see, right there, that whole sentence you just said was horrible.
I said I forgot to turn my volume up.
No, but so with age though, do you find that it's harder to find love? Do you think that as you age, it's harder to be in relationships in general? Like even friend relationships. I don't know what you
Um,
do now, but
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, girl. It's a rough episode. I don't know.
I'll go out and come back in.
Love you, Jennifer. Whatever you feel is necessary, honey. But all I'm trying to tell the people is, so y'all know, I feel like the older you get, and I don't know if it's a new 40 thing, but I feel like the older you get, the more it's harder to have certain relationships because you have like a different tolerance or a different expectation for the people that you associate yourself with. It's not really easy to be in relationships with the same type of people the older you get and you find yourself changing, like the way you think, the way you move, the way what you want to accept into your life. And it just takes practice, I guess. Practice with just knowing who you are and knowing what are your pet peeves, what are the things that eat at you, what are the things that piss you off, to say the least. Like when you know those things about yourself and you accept what is, you're able to know what you accept from people, know what flaws that you're willing to let in and what things you want to let go of. So I am embracing this 40 situation and I'm loving being 40. And I feel like now that is the excuse. So now I understand almost how old people be like, child, oh, I do what I want. So that's kind of where I am right now. I don't feel like I'm old, but in a way I feel like I'm old because I feel older. I feel wiser. I feel more in tune with who I am and just the type of energy I want around me because my energy be hidden, right? So that means the people that's around me need to bring some type of good energy to help keep me balanced out because I don't do negative energy at all. So you have to know yourself enough to know what you will and won't tolerate. So if somebody's around you, family or not, and they energy don't match you, you might have to fall back from that person. And it's just what it is. It's not to be mean. It's not to be spiteful. It's not to be anything. Good morning, Sugarfoot. Hey, Jocelyn, girl, I love you too, honey. But yes, some people you just got to learn to let yourself go from. I'm about to let my boo back in. Y'all, hold up. Okay,
Can
girl,
you
let's
hear
hear
me
how
now?
you sound better. Yes, yes, yes,
Can you hear me now?
yes, honey, yes. You was
Okay.
fine the way it just was, but it's okay. But what I was sharing with the people is about energy and just letting certain people go from your life. The older you get, you find relationships change. So with age,
Yes.
you find your relationships change, and how do you adapt to it in a positive way?
Um, I'm still trying to learn that one. It's kind of hard because sometimes you go through like you so used to stuff being a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of hard to let go. So that's one of the things that's being older that after a while you just get tired of it. You just get tired of putting up with it. And that's when you come to realize that you have to do stuff that make you happy. Because it's very exhausting when you're trying to please other people.
Yeah, but is that more the reason why the older you get, you find yourself not pleasing nobody else? It's about you pleasing yourself because
No,
you spend
yeah.
your life
It's like
pleasing somebody else.
I don't even think you try no more. You just adjust. It's like you don't even like you be in that stage where you know what, I don't even care no more. I'm just gonna do me. I'm not gonna prove myself to nobody. I'm at the age that I'm gonna do me.
And then for you, what age did that come?
Well,
Or
I
has it
haven't made
not come yet?
you haven't made it there yet.
No, I'm asking you, I said, what age did it come for you, or has it not come yet?
It's coming. I'm in the process.
Okay, okay. And what do you think is your breaking? What is getting you to that point where it's like, you know what? I'm putting me above all this other energy.
Basically, the energy. I mean, it takes so much out of you when you
But
putting like more into
what
other people
specific?
than
What takes stuff out of you?
like trying to please other people.
Okay.
It's too much. You'll find that, and when I say this, I hope this makes sense. How I'm trying to put it, y'all bear with me.
Lucky you, Jocelyn. I'm 40
You'll
plus.
find that it takes so more effort to please someone. Then you start thinking to yourself, well, you know what? When I'm just pleasing myself, it don't take that much.
Right.
It don't take that much effort. So you kind of more relaxed and more at peace.
See, but you just said something though that just kind of, you know how these stroke brains go, girl. And you just kind of triggered something in my brain because you was like, you ding on dang it, stroke brain. Okay, let me get it back together. Come on, Joy, pull it in. Strength, you got the strength for these words. Okay,
Oh, we had them problems.
they know it's the truth right now. This is trauma. This is what it looks like. Sometimes you forget
Yeah,
what you're about to say, but I'm gonna get it back together. Oh, you was talking about just basically doing you, and now you
yeah.
only focused on doing you. does there come a point though where it's selfishness, you're only consuming yourself with you and you're no longer trying to do nothing for nobody else? Like, what is the balance?
It's not selfish. Because if you don't take out the time to do for yourself, how can you help somebody else? How can you be there for somebody else if you're not taking care of yourself?
Facts, but what we were saying was you're done taking care of somebody else, and now you about to do you. Is there a balance where it's like, I'm gonna do me, but I'm gonna still make sure you good, but to a degree? Like, you're not gonna put so much effort and emphasis into this person versus or into that energy, because it ain't gonna always be a person. It's an energy. So what is the balance? You know what I'm saying? Like,
the
when
balance
is it
is
selfishness versus self-care?
the balance is, to me, is when you get to the point that you feel like it's draining you, or you is not in that peace stage no more, or
Yeah.
things about you didn't change. You don't have time to do stuff that you normally used to do for yourself. Then that's a boundary. Hey, I'm putting too much into you. I'm not to be like rude, but I need to
Right, but
push back
see,
because I need to take care of myself. I need to give me some time.
right, but that's when it's become too much. That's what I'm saying. Balance is not letting it get to that too much level, but also making sure you're caring and nurturing to the people that you need to be caring and nurturing to. So there needs to be a balance of self-care, because you know how, an example, prime example, how a lot of girls go to work, not even girls, people. I ain't gonna even put it all on girls. I'm gonna just say people. People go to work and they look nicer than their kids. To me, that is the craziest thing ever. We know you work, but don't you work to provide for your family? So
Yeah.
when is your self-love or self-care selfishness, because now you looking better, smelling better, doing more things than your family? Your kids is at home eating bologna sandwiches and you out eating steak and potatoes, like, or you out getting your pedicure manis or buying outfits while your kids has nappy and da da da. And it's like, oh, well, I had to take care of myself, but you had to take care of them too. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the balance?
Now, in that case right there, I'm gonna say that's more of like selfish to me. From the person that I am, kids, if
Yeah.
my household is good and my kids have good shoes, their hair look good, they clothes are good, and if I want to go spend extra money on me, then I'm not gonna feel bad. It's versus that if I want to take the money and go buy my child a pair of Jordan just because they want it,
Right.
not
So it's
need,
right.
but want it.
It sounds
Huh?
like the balance. It sounds like the balance is in taking care of the, making sure the necessities are good, not the wants, but the
The need.
necessities. And
Yes,
then once that's taken care of, that's when your self-care come into play. Like, oh, I got this little extra money, I could do XYZ, and then you go do
that's
that.
right. That's right.
Okay. All right, girl. Okay, I hear you, girl. I hear you, girl.
I mean,
But see,
that's the way I look at it. Like,
no, that's the way I look at it too. But I think, but what I was saying with it was how with age, that changes, because the older you get, of course, your kids are getting older. And of
yeah,
course, you're still their parent, but your kid is older. So you have a different expectation. Now you expect this kid to get off their butt, go mow some lawns, go do something to earn your money in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's when the
That's
need,
the teaching.
yeah,
You training them because you're getting them prepared for the world. Or if I'm no longer here, you need to be capable of knowing how to go out there and make a living for yourself, or do what you need to do to take care of yourself without depending on somebody.
right. And all I know, but see, it's, I guess it's a little different for people of trauma. And I
Yeah.
don't necessarily think it's different, but I think a lot of us, because I know for a while I felt guilty. And so I did more things for my kids just because I felt like I stole something from them. I mean, stroke stole something from me, but it didn't. It stroke didn't just steal from me. It's still from your whole family. So anybody
Yeah.
who's in your life that's close to you, it takes something from them. So when my kids were only 3 and 5, and I'm having this stroke, and I can walk, talk, and do all this stuff, and they used to me being the mom to go out and be the runner and the play the crazy lady. And so I felt guilty. So I found myself buying them more stuff and letting them get away with certain things a little bit differently than
Yeah.
somebody of able body. Do you find you that you do that with like your nephews and stuff? And my watchers, viewers, give me your comments. What do you think? Do you find that you treat people different because of your trauma? Do you feel that guilty to where you give them
Yes.
away? Even like your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you find that you let them get away with things that you wouldn't necessarily let them get away with if you
Yes.
were able?
Yes.
See, okay, I know I ain't the only person because I'm like certain things I find that I bite my tongue on because I'm just like some things I'm like I put us in this position. You know what I'm saying? So I feel some guilt, I guess. But we all got to figure out how to get through guilt in a positive way. And I guess the only way we do it is by doing things like this, which is talking about it and being able to acknowledge what is so we able to get a grasp on it to, put it out there.
But like, I mean, when do it be enough? Like, okay, I know you like 8 years post. Now I'm
Yeah.
finna be 5. When do it come to the point to say, hey, it's enough of me to be feeling guilty that I had a stroke? Or how long do I have to keep us hearing from a spouse? You ought to be grateful that I'm still here. Or, when is it enough? Like, how
Yeah.
long do I have to keep paying for it?
You should never have to keep paying for it. And you shouldn't
Mhm.
still be hearing that, especially at this point of your recovery. Because when I say you, I mean we are often our biggest criticizers. And we put the guilt on ourselves. At least I know I'm speaking from personal experience. And you should no longer the person you with should definitely not be putting no guilt on you. And if you're dealing with that, I'm sorry. Anybody who's dealing with that in the world, know that it's not your fault. Nobody asked to have a stroke. Like, hey, give me a stroke. Hey, I can't wait for a stroke. Like, nobody asked for it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And we couldn't do nothing about it. But the person that truly loves you is going to accept the cards that y'all were dealt because it's a y'all thing. And y'all going to get through it together, knowing that that's how you're going to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? But I know for me, it was a personal guilt because I felt like because I brought stroke into my household by not taking my medication, and at the time I was smoking hard and drink. I was out there tough. I was kicking it because I was 31. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think
Yeah.
I was getting turned, but them cigarettes is what really did it, and not taking my medicine. So since I know that and I acknowledge that and I own that, I'm like, since I brought stroke into my household, although it was genetics too,
Yeah.
but the part that I did play, I wanted to own that. So now that I own that, I'm like, with certain things, I need to just understand and let it go because I'm the one who brought this situation into my household. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying now that you brought up the other situation for everybody and for anybody who dealing with it, for trauma survivors of any sort, like nobody should still be making you feel guilty for being a survivor of trauma. You didn't ask to be in the situation that you're in, and I want you to keep pushing forward and keep speaking those positive words of self affirmation because you got to remember that everything takes practice. And I mean, even the power of being positivity takes practice, and it takes for us to keep reiterating certain things to ourselves for us to actually believe it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
stroke was fault. So for all of us stroke survivors who do it to ourselves, I am a not a victim. I am a but the person. You gotta whoop them.
You gotta whoop.
Yeah, I'm one of them people who need the whooping because I'm the one who be throwing the guilt on myself. But I speak through it daily, and sometimes I go back and check the situation. Like, well, nah, you don't get to get away with this because I had. So
Yeah.
So I think
I really don't have like. I'm so proud to say that. I'm so proud to say this that I don't really have like a guilt trip anymore. I have it some days, it'll never go away completely.
right.
But I used to have it every day, every hour, like every little thing I tried to do, it was like a guilt. Oh, I done had the stroke. I'm sorry. I remember when I first had my stroke, because I ain't claiming nothing. But but I remember when I first had it, I always found myself apologizing to people.
Yeah.
Like when they went to do something for me, I would say, I'm sorry you have to do this. I'm sorry you have to do this. I'm sorry you have to do this. And after a while, it was like a repeating record that, okay, you know what? I can't keep saying I'm sorry because I'm sorry it happened to me. Can somebody please say I'm sorry? Can the stroke say I'm sorry?
Right. Meanwhile, they on the other side, like, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear you say I'm sorry no more.
Like, I'm sorry. But at the time, it felt like I needed to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I needed to say that. I needed to keep saying that. So now, I'm just, you get basic gratitude. Thank you for doing this. That's just like, even if I want a trauma survivor, I'm still going to tell you thank you out of good manners. But for me saying thank you because I'm a trauma, no, you don't get that. But, it just, because, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Everybody go through trauma.
So first of all, let me say I'm sorry for keep cutting you, but your thing is choppy still. So when I think you be done talking, I start talking, but then you start back, and I'm like, oh shoot. So I'm sorry. But just
go ahead.
What was I about to say? Girl, I done stroke brain. Did I done forget? Oh, I know now. I was gonna say you are absolutely right. Now it's more of a gratitude just because I'm a good human being, but I still find myself being guilty and apologetic when it comes to certain physical things, and I think it's because I am a physical person with certain things that I was able to do, and now that I'm limited, I'm like, I'm so sorry we can't do that right now, I'm the person to put on my AFO and still go jump on the trampoline. But if my back hurting, child, listen, ain't nobody finna do all that. So that's when my apologies coming in. But I really think since it's like 40 was a trigger, and as soon as it hit, it was a switch, and it was like I was not sorry that I was not going to the bumper car place the other day. Like I was no longer sorry about that because it was just like I don't feel like it.
Well, I mean, everybody has days that they don't feel. This is what my concern. Just the statement you just said. I didn't feel like going jumping on the trampoline because my back was hurt. Right? Why can't just that? Why to what you done went through, your trauma? It was hurt before I had a stroke. It was certain things that I didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? So when I say I'm having back problems, don't mean it have nothing to do with me having a stroke. It's my back hurting. Just simple as that.
Well, see, I never go into detail like, oh, my back hurt because of my stroke. Well, see, we know that my body hurt regardless because I'm a girl. Like My titties used to be real big. They gave me back problems. And it just, I be cramping some days and I don't want to do it. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's not the issue. The stroke don't have nothing to do with it. But it's what I'm talking about is the older you get, your guilt depletes and you stop feeling guilty for
Yeah.
things that you can no longer
Yeah.
do or don't feel like doing.
Yeah. Then they say you have an attitude.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what they you must got attitude today, no?
Yeah. Well, I don't get that too often though, because I can honestly say I have been blessed because when I don't want to do something, my kids be like, okay, mom, you did enough. Like they see me do so much that they be like, you good, you ain't got to do nothing.
Yeah, you good. You very blessed. I'm blessed too. I don't even have kids, so if I don't do nothing, I don't have to do nothing regardless, cause I I'm in a prediction. you know, I don't have to if I don't want to. So I'm blessed too. And I
You
applaud you for keep going with 2 kids. So you go, girl.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But although you didn't have your own kids, you do have kids because as long as you got nephews and nieces and people like that, you got kids. That's what aunties are because I know my nephews and nieces are my other kids, so that's just what it is. But
You know what's what's the good thing about that?
what
I don't have to get them if I don't want to be.
you say you don't have to get them if you don't want to be bothered with them?
Mhm.
Y'all, I'm sorry for Trina's signal. Sis, you over there with some boondock signal. She just left out like, I'm not gonna be doing this. Okay. So then, oh, wait, she right back. She trying to work it out, y'all. So while she trying to work it out, it's almost our time of the show. Let me let you know. So you need to get your questions in mind right now and get ready to post them on the screen. So I'll be able to share with the people because I'm sure you're not the only one with the question that you have. Everybody usually have, well, not everybody, but a lot of people have the same question, but everybody's not willing to ask it. So that time of the show is going to be coming up real, real soon. So I want you to start thinking about it while we're talking about love and age and relationship and just the changes that occurs the older you get. Get your questions in mind. Courage, how you sounding, boo? Are you back in effect?
I think I am. Can you hear
Yeah,
me
okay,
now?
I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me now?
That sound like a Verizon commercial.
I know her. I was trying to interview for it. Hope they heard me. Like we need her.
But yes, how have you changed, honey, with age?
I don't even think it was age. I think it was with the trauma made me change.
So
Like,
your age, honey. So you changed with trauma. Okay. Have you changed?
I've changed because life is so much different to me. When we was before my trauma, I would just go by every day. Every day was just a day of living. To now, it's like I'm grateful for the day because you never know what to expect during the day. Because what I mean about that, the day I had my stroke, I woke up that morning like a normal day, not knowing that at 3 that afternoon, my whole life was going to change.
Right.
So now it's like if I make it through the night to the next morning without something, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. I'm just happy with joy because something could have changed drastic and it didn't.
Absolutely. But to be fair, that's just for everyday living right there, the way you
Yeah, that's
described
what I'm
it.
saying. The world that we living in, like It's just you just thankful for every day, every hour.
So for those who not thankful though, and it don't have nothing to do with your faith or religion or anything like that, how what would you what ideas would you give them, or what would you say to them to help them be able to do it just what you said? Find happiness in just waking up every single day. And as you answered that, I'm gonna love y'all and go to have my stroke problems and go to the bathroom real fast.
Oh, you want me to wait to answer it, or
I want you to answer it.
every day that you get up, you just need to think about other situations that people have, other situations that people are going through, and some of them you have to realize that where you at is not even that bad. I'm not gonna say that bad, but it could be worse than what you're going through. For example, I woke up this morning and I hear that someone I went to school with lost their child the other day. And that kind of hit me because I'm not going to speak on the situation, but just to hear about what that child went through or what that child was going through, I have to be grateful. Even this is not even going from like religions, but you have to be grateful and thankful that hey, I'm still here. I still have another day. I still have another day to talk to my family. I still have another day to laugh and just every day is a blessing. I don't know how much I can keep saying that, but and when you think back that day that you had your trauma, or when you come near to death, like that could have been your last day here on earth. So I just take every day as a good day,
Absolutely.
So wow.
So again, y'all, that just means, like we been saying for the past few episodes, what everything Miss Courage just said is 100% true, but it takes practice. It's not gonna come
Yes.
easy. It's not gonna just fall in your lap to where you're like, "Oh, I'm grateful for everything I've been through. Everything I've been through has taught me lessons." No, it don't just happen that way. It just it's grief. I mean, it's stages to this. It don't just come to you. You got to find it. You got to want it. You got to dig for it. And sometimes you got to actually search it out. Because when you tell yourself you want something good, bad and darkness and everything that's negative gonna come your way just to see how you gonna handle the things that you're going through. That's what life is, a bunch of lessons. And how you gonna deal with the lessons that you go through. And the older you get, you find some lessons are less important. You find yourself not caring. Not caring how nobody feel about you, not caring about what nobody say, not caring about who feelings you hurt, not trying to be mean, but because you spared people feelings for so long and nobody spared you. Life didn't care about how nice you was or how big your heart is. It does not care. And at some point in life, you get mad. And then you start having diarrhea of the mouth and just doing things that you wouldn't usually do. And it's a little bit out of character. And that's because you've let it build up. And instead of letting it build up, that's why you got to speak on your truth. See, people think that they say some things shouldn't be said. And I feel like if it's some truth to it, it definitely needs to be said. See, we so busy trying to shield what you feel and what you think and what you want to say that life disrupts. And then what you think and feel and say gonna come to the surface anyway. So instead of talking about so and so behind their back, or how they hurt your feelings behind your back, or cussing them out, or any of that, be an adult. Talk to them. Go to them.
So
Tell them what is. Call a thing a thing. Be a little fearless. That don't mean be disrespectful. That just means speak your truth. We all got a truth, and everybody ain't gonna like what you gotta say, and it just is what it is. But the
not
what you say, Courage?
I said, yes, that's true.
That's facts. Everybody ain't gonna like it. But when
No,
you're in the know and it's a fact, facts is facts. And to me, nothing in this world can get better if you don't speak what your truth is. Like, for instance, we have a situation and it hurt me to the core. But instead of coming to talk to you about it, I go talk to Wisdom about it. Or I get on Facebook like oftentimes people do. That I hate that. People get on Facebook all the time and want to send subliminal messages to people, and it's like, we too old for that, dude. At what point, even go on their messenger and hit them up if you don't want to call them and talk to them. But to get on these social media sites and give the media even more negativity to just throw out there at people, I personally think like it's the craziest thing. And I feel like we as a community of humans need to learn to speak our truth. Because again, it ain't gonna all be rainbows and unicorns. And the older you get, you realize that. You don't want to be angry, you don't want to be bitter, you don't want to be none of those things that's in that negative realm. But you want to be truthful. You want to be honest, right? Or am I the only
yes.
one? I mean, I'm like, because a lot of people be like, have you heard it's better it's better to spare people's feelings than tell them the truth sometimes?
Yeah, that's what we brought up on, but it's a lot of things that I brought up on that I'm questioning now.
And why you find yourself questioning it?
Because it's not the same.
Is
People
it
are
that
not.
it is not the same, or is that your mind is different? It's your expectation of humanity is different.
That's correct. What you just said, that tongue twister. My
The expectation for humanity has changed.
yes.
What part? Elaborate, please. Good word. Since wisdom ain't here, good word.
Good word.
No, but elaborate,
People,
please.
people like you. Okay, so ever since I was a younger girl, people always told me that I had a good heart. I
Okay.
felt like everybody had a good heart. Everybody was like me, loving and caring. But then when I guess I expected them to be just like me,
Mm-hmm.
with that same heart and that same loving spirit and caring spirit, that I got out there expecting that and got something totally different.
Now, you know what? You just made me, girl. Listen. Oh, oh. Okay. You made me so excited for this just because you just made that a whole spin-off topic because, like you said, you expected people always told you had a big heart and you were so caring and loving and all these things. So in your mind, you're thinking people are gonna treat you the way you treat them.
Yep.
So now we growing up in a world where we learned that is the furthest from the truth. We know that is just the furthest from the truth. You cannot expect people to treat you the way you treat them. But
Yeah.
that ooh came in because it made me think about the education system and why I fell back from being a teacher. Because you can no longer teach kids discipline. And when I say discipline, I don't mean hit kids and put them in corners and timeouts. I mean teach them how to use their words. Don't give them everything they want. Be able to tell them no because that's a part of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't get that. And so you finna send these kids out here thinking that just what you said you thought. Everybody is loving and nurturing and caring. They're not gonna tell me no. They're not gonna do this and they're not gonna do that. And then life is gonna hit them in the face. Just like it
Yeah.
did for you. You learned that everybody was not like you.
Yeah.
That
And
had to be. Go ahead, sugar.
well, like you finna say, that do changes a person. That's where that anger, that mad that anger, that bitterness, that unhappiness come in, because now you confused. You don't know what to expect. Because now you questioning everybody you come in contact with.
Uh-huh.
I don't know whether to trust you. I don't know whether to get close to you. Whoa, you doing too much. I don't trust that because I'm not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then we come to the point that things that we're not used to, we question it. Even if it's a good thing, we're not used to it. So we question it, and to us, it's a bad thing. And things that's bad, we could be used to it and we think it's good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I know what that's like, oh, too well. And that's why I feel like it's so important for us to be more, we need to be realists. We need to be able to call a thing and be upset about it. And it's okay to be mad. It's a feeling, it'll fade, you know what I'm saying? But to try to pretend like it's non-existent or no, we don't want them to hurt themselves. Like, miss me with all that. Like, but
I even question loyalty.
You better question loyalty because you know people who smile on your face.
I mean, the loyalty is so different now.
Talk about it, girl. Talk about this loyalty.
Loyalty is so different now. From what I'm seeing, it's like when I was coming up, you had to prove loyalty. You had to be like one of them friends that's always been there from day one. It took you some years to get that loyalty status. Now all you got to do is just hang out with one person. Oh, that's my friend. She's so loyal. And I'd be like, what did you do? It's like it's just giving out. And the ones that's been there for a person don't even get that same respect as someone that just came into the picture.
Yeah. So now that you just said something, so I got a question for all you guys watching and for you. Courage. How long do you think it takes for a person or for a friend to prove their loyalty? How long do you think it takes for a friend to prove their loyalty?
I'm not gonna say have a time limit. It's gonna be situations that come about.
Yeah.
It's gonna be situations that you may find yourself in, and you're gonna see how that friend or that person around you react. Are they there just to get information to carry, gossip? Or are they there just to want to say, I wish I could help you, that wish friend? Or is it one that's gonna step up to the plate by all means necessary? I don't care if they got to go on, but baby, I'm gonna help you out because I know you're gonna pay me back. See, those types of situations you need to look out for.
Yeah.
That's what we living in.
Girl, that was so choppy.
So, I'm sorry, y'all.
No, it's all good. It was, you could tell you were saying something real good, girl. And it just we got what you were saying, girl. We get
So that show gonna be about all these internet people.
we see what happened to her internet. She was about to talk crap about the internet. It's like, no, you won't. But guys, what do you think? How does somebody display their loyalty to you? You back, Sugarfoot? Can you hear me, honey?
I can hear you, baby.
Live from the internet.
How do people?
I know, Ray Jerry.
I know, Jerry. Call in. I'm gonna give you the number. Call in and tell them the internet not working down here in Texas.
I'm gonna give you the
in the country. Tell them I'm trying to do a show here, internet people.
You know what? Girl, but anyway, I forgot what I was talking about before the internet broke up the way it did, because that was that stroke brain. I know. Do you remember before I go into what I think I know?
No, you was asking me about how do people prove their loyalty to me?
No, just in situations. Because, even as an adult, like a old head, as some of the young folks probably call me now, I'm an old head now. We mess up friendships all the time because we think people loyal to us based off certain little things that they do. But certain I guess negative energies know that it's going to require them to do certain things before they can get your trust. So is it important that you still wait a certain amount of time to really give them time? Like, you got to get them a chance to get mad at you and know your business. Like, do you find hold on, it's so much happening in my head. You usually won't
calm down. It's coming.
You usually never know who your friend is until life happens and y'all in a negative situation and they get mad at you. And if they know your business and they tell it or not, that usually lets you know if a person is loyal. So it says, what I'm saying is, yes, situations will help somebody prove their loyalty, but you have to still be careful because the devil will disguise himself for a while before they show his face. So it's important that sometimes I guess I'm saying it's important to press a button on that so-called friend and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Get on their nerve and do some shit, some stuff that they ain't really with, and see how loyal they really are. Then that'll determine the level of that friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I found myself like when I came to having a stroke, this made me look different. If someone was be like, "Oh, you won't be," I won't. Let's say if I call up a friend to go somewhere, well, you won't be able to get in my car, versus the ones that say, "Oh, we gonna make a way to get you there."
Say it again. Wait.
You know, like if you. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how when you're going through something like a trauma, like me having a stroke, and you had a friend that call you and be like, "Oh, I wish you can go here with me, but you won't be able to get in my car. You won't be able to do this." Versus the ones that say, "Oh, we gonna get you there. I'm gonna figure out a way to get you there." I came to the point that if you give me an excuse, then I'm not gonna push it because you already really don't want me to go nowhere because you giving me an excuse better than me giving you an excuse.
So in that aspect, though, isn't those people that you just cut yourself off from? Like, do you keep going through the heartache of knowing that this person just don't want to go through what's required for me to get in their car? Or do you just cut them and be like, there shouldn't be limitations to our friendship. So if you ain't got the time for me, I'm just going to fall back from you completely.
I try to build. I be like, maybe they can't, maybe they don't know how to deal with my situation. And instead of asking, or because everybody is learning, if you have never been around someone that didn't change traumatically than what you used to, maybe to them they don't feel like it's like they hurt me. Maybe to them they don't feel no type of way. But to me, I try to be understanding because I be like, they don't know no better in this situation.
And isn't that the same thing as that guilt? Because you're guilty because you had a stroke and you're like, well, maybe they don't know how to deal with my situation. Well, if they're my friends or my family or whatever they consider themselves and they love me, they're going to ask me questions and they'll learn how to deal with my situation. Or they'll even be honest enough to say, you know what? This is much for me and I honestly can't deal with it right now. Like, to me, I will respect the person much more for that than you treating me a kind of way because you can't deal with whatever it is that the situation
Yeah.
is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say in that
I like
aspect,
the ones.
I personally feel like I would fall back completely from that person because you're the type of person to remind me of what I'm incapable of doing. If I'm living bad, I'm handy
Yeah.
capable, but you're reminding me of what I'm not able to do. You're reminding me that I'm disabled. I'm good on you because you're going to make me sad every time I'm around you. And that's just me. Wait, what you say, girl?
But
That
you
came
know
in
what?
like a melody. That came in like a melody. Wait a minute.
What? A melody.
Girl, that came in like a melody. Okay, now what you about to say?
I was like, yeah, but you know, now I just when they say, oh, you won't be able to do why they saying I won't be able to do, I now already jumped in the car.
See, you so nice. I don't even want to be with you.
Yeah.
Like if somebody said that to me, I don't want to be around them because they negative, and you telling me what
Yeah.
I'm not capable of. I'm Gucci.
Yeah, but at the same time, I be like, I'm showing them like, you know, because and like I say, it goes back to what we used to. What we
Right, and you
used
like
to. I'm
don't
showing you,
underestimate
oh well,
me.
you and then that yeah, they get happy and be like, girl, you did that. I'm so proud, you know, I changed the way they look at stuff. So
That's
then
true,
they
I
don't
guess.
sometimes they don't even question it. Yeah. You know, it all depends on how you know that person. Now someone that I really don't know, I'm a back away. I don't know you like that.
Look, I must be crazy because I'm that way with everybody. I go get in these lift cars and they be trying to act like, can you get in there? I said, don't ask me no questions. Then I walk to your car. I'm about to get in this car. So, you know, don't put no limitations on me.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe because I just have time hard. You know, some people are like, oh, it's just like the little midget say, don't be asking me if I need help to read something when we really just doing it out of kindness. But we think we doing it out of kindness, but sometimes we offending a person and not knowing it.
We offending the person when we do what?
I say it's the same situation that if you a short person
Child.
and they don't want no help,
Oh, yeah.
you know, it's just like you know, just out of kindness, but they feel offended.
Well, no, I used to be like that. I used to be like that for sure. Like, because number one, don't treat me like I'm a little baby. Like I'm just slow. You know what I'm saying? And I can do things. I just can't do it like you. Now, when I first had my trauma situation, my stroke or whatever, I had left side neglect. So, you know, I had to be reminded to wipe my lip and to, you know, to look left and to do things on the left side because I completely forgot about my left side. So, I mean, when people reminded me of that, that's different. But if I say, I'm finna go get me some water, don't be like, you can't do that. I'm gonna do it for you. Sit your butt down. I said, I'm gonna go get me some water. Like I got it. Don't treat me like helpless. I guess I've never liked that feeling, and I think that's part of the reason that helped me recover so fast. Because I'm like, don't try to make me feel like I can't do something because I'm doing it. I got an attitude problem.
Yeah. Mine was if I didn't know how to do it, I was gonna sit there and figure out a way in my mind. how to
Right,
get
real
it
talk.
done.
For real
Because there
talk.
wasn't nobody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can
And with that being
understand.
said, guys, we are here to remind you, don't stop trying for yourself. There's nothing that you can't accomplish with that strength in you to push through. And as long as you go forward, you can't never stop winning. When you're down, there's nowhere else to go but up. Put your crown on, put that lantern inside your crown. Turn the light up so it can radiate all over your body. Anything that's negative is going to bounce back. Remember that you're loved, you are appreciated, you are needed, and you are valued. Thank you for watching. We love you. Until next week, my sugarfoot, sweet face, honey love. Hey, bye, y'all.